Hey guys, welcome to On the Couch with Fouch. My name is Matt Fouch and I'm the host of this interview series. This is the place to come for interviews with all of your favorite music artists, especially those that are in gospel music. I get to sit down with the people that you want to know more about. And the great thing about this interview series is that I get the chance to let these people see a little more personally the artists that they love to hear sing.
Okay.
And who I have with me today is Karlye Hopper of the Hoppers. And Karlye, to start things off, I thought it would be so awesome to have you on for this interview.
And I appreciate you doing so.
Well, thank you for accepting.
Yes.
But I thought it would be so cool to have you because a lot of times, and I'm in the same boat, I don't MC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, when Legacy 5 does an interview, normally,
We sit quietly in the corner.
yeah, normally I don't really say a whole lot because Scott, obviously, and and rightfully so, Scott Fowler is answering a lot of the questions with his history in the music, and then going on 20 years with Legacy 5, and so we don't get to really talk a lot or share about ourselves personally, what we've accomplished, things we've done in life, things like that. So that's one of the things that I absolutely love about this interview series, and that's one of the things I've really been looking forward to with interviewing you, is because I know from stage do you even get to speak on stage?
I have every now and then. Sometimes Dad gets a wild hair and he'll be like, you're going to pray tonight, because we'll get to that later. Anyway, but very rarely do I ever say anything, no.
So same boat as me, you don't get to say much, so you don't get to really share you. And so I thought it would be great to start this thing off. The first thing I have right down here on the paper here is give these folks a little bit about Karlye.
Okay.
Your life so far, what has it been like, and what has the journey been like for you so far?
Okay, so I was a homeschooled freak my whole life. I tried the public school thing for a short period of time, just wasn't for me. I went to college for 2 years, and then as an English major, actually Bill and Gloria Gaither were the ones who popped in, and they were like, hey, I know you're going to be undecided, that's what you've got in your head, but you're wrong. You're going to be an English major, possibly a sociology minor. So if you ever are undecided and don't know what you want to do with your life, head on up to Anderson, Indiana, and maybe they will prophesy over you.
Wow.
Right?
It's pretty bold, though,
right?
For them to say, you're going to do this.
You're going to do this, which I've been writing for a long time. I've been almost anything that comes out of the Hopper office or has anything to do with us, like as far as singing news, the Great Western Fan Fest, any of the API stuff, almost all of that is written by me.
Wow.
So I've been doing that since I was about 14 years old. Which is kind of dumb for people to put that in my hands and be like, here, child, I want you to do all this advertising for us. But it's been working out. And
so if you got the talent, you got the talent.
Well, it is what it is, but I appreciate it. So I've been doing that, and I went to school, like I said, for 2 years, and then I ended up having to leave. I actually had a pretty grand mal, not pretty grand mal, but a bad grand mal seizure, and I had to leave for my own health purposes. And at the same time, Connie, my grandmother, she had, I guess, kind of developed her own, her second bout of cancer. Yeah. So that's when she came off the road and started doing her treatments the second time around. First time being 38 years ago, way before me. And so I started coming on the road and filling in for her. And then I guess they say they just can't get rid of me. So now I fill in full time, but we're both up there, and it's cool. It's a cool balance up there to be. Now I'm kind of like doing almost all the work, but she gets to come in and do her main stuff, and you watch as that person comes out in front of you, and the people applaud, and they're like, you hear those. Scotty Inman was saying earlier, I've come too far, and the people,
They knew exactly.
And I get
right
to
away.
I get to hold down the fort for the rest the other 2 hours, and while she stands back and does her thing. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to.
Yeah. So. Okay, so a couple things that came to mind while you were telling that. The first thing, you were talking about the songs.
Mm-hmm.
When they start naming the song, and everyone just starts clapping because they know what's coming. So the first question I have for you that just came to my mind here. So the one song I want you to go down, the 4 people you sing on stage with. I know Mike, sings with you guys as well, but I don't think he has any solos, does he?
Not really. Actually,
Okay.
there's 2 songs where he has step out lines, and he sings tenor in those.
Oh, interesting.
Surprise!
I didn't know he could sing tenor.
Yeah.
So I want you to go down, Claude, Connie, Dean, and Kim, and give me your favorite song solo that they sing.
Okay.
It's gonna be hard to pick.
It is going to be hard to pick, and you've put me on a time clock to do it.
Oh, you're good. Time is no factor here.
So,
We can edit it. It's all
okay,
good.
you can snip it in and out. So Claude, Poppy was my first word. He was pointing at flowers, and I just said, Poppy, and he said, that's what I will be called.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and so if I can help somebody, obviously, which I would go on, obviously, to be able to sing on that. And there's a really cool concept video that we've done. And he's done great songs before, but that one. My grandmother, actually, it's an old song, and we released it, re-released it, obviously, from the album that it was originally on. I think it was like in the 60s. She wrote it. She was in Jordan. And it's the brightest land I had ever seen, gazing toward Mount Zion. That's how I do my Connie impersonation. See them dressed in white. Anyway, it's something going on in Mount Zion. The way she does it, there's this note, and oh my gosh, she just crushes it. Who knew my grandmother could sing pretty much where my mom does?
I didn't know
way
that.
back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a range.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She's definitely the queen of gospel music.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Rightfully so. So there's that one. My dad. Okay, we're gonna do old school. This is way before you. You don't. I'm sorry. I'm not to be so presumptuous, but
Well, okay,
you've
you're
only been
probably
doing
right.
this
Right, yeah.
and a lot of people who've been in this business, they either grew up with it but
Yeah.
I don't know that all the way
No,
back.
if it's pre 2004, 2005, it's before me, and the only way I would know much about it is if it would be on like a YouTube video I saw or something like that, because I didn't really go back and buy a bunch of older stuff.
Right.
And especially as a quartet guy,
Right, you didn't
if
go
I
listen
did
to all
go
of it.
listen to something from the 80s or 90s, it was the Cathedrals or Gold City or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't really have any older Hopper stuff, so I'm excited to hear what you're gonna say.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. Dad did this one. I'm trying to think what it's called. And in it, I'm just going to give you all the ones that show their range. I think I was born at this point. It says, no, maybe it's like 93. Good morning, Father. I'm doing all these impersonations of my family, okay? You're going to have to edit all
But you're
that
around
out.
them all the time, so you should be the best one to do it, right?
Forever Settled is what it was called. Forever Settled. That was like 93, I think. My dad will see this interview later, and he'll be like, no, that was wrong, Karlye. That wasn't the year. I was wearing this. He's got all these things he can
He's
tell
got
you.
it down.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Mom. How do you pick that?
I was gonna say that to me, that would be the toughest one.
You pick.
I mean, I guess I would pick.
Just pick something that you know.
I don't know.
What do you like?
I mean, I like Jerusalem, Yahweh, but those are easy.
Those are easy
selections.
picks.
So.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Let me tell you this, and I think I might have said it on your mom's interview.
Mm-hmm.
While you're thinking, I'll tell you this. My favorite memory over the last however many years, I've been singing for 14 years. One of my favorite concert memories outside of like an event or NQC, we were singing with the Hoppers at Oakland City University.
Okay.
And this was when Taranda happened to be singing with you all for a short time. And I can't remember the name of the song, but your mom and Taranda.
Was it Something's Happening? And they did that
Yes,
dual
it
thing,
was
and
something.
they went in the
Yes.
sky? Yeah.
And they both did that. That was.
It's on YouTube. Check it
Yeah,
out.
I was standing on the upper level in that gymnasium, and listening. And when they did that, I started going like this and like jumping up and down like a little school kid, like, oh yeah, because it was amazing. It was awesome. And there are times when you just hear something that you either it's been a long time since you've heard it, or you've never heard anything like that, and you're live, especially, and you're like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments for me when I heard that. I was like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So now back to you. Your favorite song by your mom.
Gosh, there's like He's Worthy, which they did a long time ago, like either just a few years before me or after, and then they recut it again not too long ago. And then now we've just put it out on a new album that came out this week. You know, we got the NQC releases.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Anchored, and again, it's a recut from a long time ago. It's called Anchored to the Power of the Cross. So this time I get to sing it, which is cool. I get to use my deep voice down in there. It's just pretty much me trying. Yeah. I realized recently as I'm working on my tones that I tend to have a manly voice. Like I double with Dean on some songs. I double, Me singing Yahweh on Connie's part is like bass singing, Anyway. That's
cool. So you got this great song on the new album.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And is that the only one you have on the new album, or you got another one?
Oh, I don't sing that one.
I thought you said you sang it.
No.
You get to sing.
So Anchored is the new album, and Anchored to the Power of the Cross is one of the favorites that Mom sings.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so
now
I get to sing with her on that one.
I gotcha. I thought you said now I get to sing it.
Meaning,
I thought that meant
like we cut it a long time ago, but this time I get to sing it with her.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I took it like now you get to actually record it this time around instead of her.
No.
You don't think that could happen?
It would take a long time for me to get to go from my manly voice that I got right now to
Chic and Sky.
Chic and Sky.
The other thing that came to mind when you were doing the On the Couch with Fouch mug. Check that out. You guys can get one of those if you want one.
Yes,
Go to onthecouchwithfouch.com. And actually, let me just tell them, you just signed a mug for me before we started this interview.
For all my fans.
And we're gonna auction that off for you guys, that whoever wants to get a Karlye Hopper autographed mug from her interview for On the Couch with Fouch. So be looking for that too. Hey guys, we're going to take a break for just a moment from this interview. I want to give you a short sneak peek of my upcoming interview with one of the On the Couch with Fouch Spotlight Series artists. I hope you enjoy this sneak peek, and as soon as it's over, we're going to get back to the interview. But I'm so thrilled that you get to meet the Joneses today for this. And one of the main questions that popped up was, where are you guys from? Are you all related? How long you been singing? Give us the history and the background.
Okay. Well, we've been singing for quite a while. Mom started with a group called New Journey back in '96, and that was with John Darren Rousey.
Yes.
And so then, as me and my brother got older, we joined the ministry. And so my brother actually went off the road a couple years ago, but I met Daniel at Ohio Christian University in Circleville, Ohio, where we attend college. And so he's only been with us actually about a month and a half.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, we are from Wheelersburg, Ohio, and that's down south, and southern Ohio, so that is where we're from.
We're almost Kentuckians.
I know, because I've been to Wheelersburg many times. I have.
Seriously?
I've sang at the Songs Theater with Sold Out Quartet.
Okay.
I spent nearly 8.5 years with Sold Out Quartet, and they're based in Georgetown, Ohio, which is not too far from Wheelersburg.
I had no idea.
And I have friends that pastor a church there in town, one of the Baptist churches.
Wow, okay.
So I've been to Wheelersburg. There's not much going on in Wheelersburg. Okay, Ohio. Here's a question that I just off the top of my head. I'm originally from Indiana.
Okay.
So I'm a Hoosier, I'm a Yankee, whatever you want to call it, living in a southern world, all right? So y'all are from Ohio, and I say y'all like I'm from the south.
We say y'all.
You guys are from the north, but again, you're living in a southern world with all these groups here. Most of the groups that you're around, they're from Alabama, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, all this stuff. What's it like being a Yankee group living in a southern world?
Oh.
Man, well,
Or do you consider yourself Southerners because
I
you're so
think
we
close to
kind of
Kentucky.
consider
Kentucky?
ourselves
We do.
Southerners because we're so close to Kentucky.
Yes.
So we're like I said, way down south in Ohio. So we're right on the border of Kentucky, not Kentucky though. So.
Yeah.
Right.
You talk about your grandma,
Yes.
first bout with cancer and everything. You guys have gone through a ton
The most.
of health issues. I mean, and it seems like there is nobody in the group that hasn't experienced something major health-wise in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
5 years at least. What is that like being, and I know you have a younger sister,
Yeah.
but what is that like being one of the kids on the bus, seeing grandma and grandpa and mom and dad and everybody experience these major health issues? Because that can be scary for anybody.
It's scary for anybody. It's scary when your livelihood doesn't stop outside the front door. Like you can't, you don't just, pick up, like your job doesn't just pay the bills for you because you can't make it to work that day.
Yeah.
You don't file something and like, we'll be all right. Like you still have to pick up and go.
Yeah. You are in what we do. We are the product.
We
if
are
you
the
will.
product, and more than if you don't sing a note, your face has to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And
Makes it hard.
it does make it hard. And we are more than anything to go to people and to present that God is above it all.
Mm-hmm.
And he absolutely is, but sometimes we're having a hard time believing it that day. And so for me, as the kid, in a lot of situations, a lot of different times, I would have to go out, and those were the times that I did speak on stage. So I'd have to go out there and, grandma, grandpa are over here, they're a wreck because, my poor grandfather, his oldest son just had 10 strokes.
Yeah.
And so he's feeling, oh my gosh, I've been through this myself, but that's my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma's not okay. My uncle doesn't talk on stage at all. He's over here pushing the tracks. He's trying to organize a whole event in his head. And I'm like, okay, audience, here's the truth. Like, here's what we're dealing with. We just have to be upfront with people.
Absolutely.
And I think the more real you are, the more that they're open and accepting of all the situations.
That's one thing that as you get older in what we do, I feel like transparency. It's hard to be transparent with people because you have, in a way, you have a job to get up there and do, and you don't want to spend the whole night, feeling like you're being woe is me,
Right.
But
There's
at
a fine
But at the same
line.
time, you want to be we want to be transparent with you guys, but I think that in that transparency, when you can do it, when you do it, just like what you said, I think that's when people gravitate towards you the most, because I think that's when they sit back and they realize, wow, they're just like me.
They're just like me. Yep.
Yeah, my kid just went through a divorce, or my husband just had a stroke, or I just got out of the hospital from this or that, or whatever the situation may be. You have all these different things that people face, and when you can get up there and be transparent and say, yeah, we've been there, we are there right now, but we're here to proclaim tonight that even in that brokenness, we still serve a God who is awesome, amazing,
And bigger than it all.
can do anything. Yeah.
And that's, especially recently, you're talking about like kids and parents and grandparents and then children, like going through addiction, going through, like you said, divorce, going through just families in turmoil with each other. That is the hardest thing. I think more than any health issue is not being at peace with the people that you love the most.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like my dad now, he's after going through all that and being so close at the brink of death, he just gets up there and talks about it. He's like, hey, are you going through it? Sometimes we are. Like, raise your hand if you are. We'll pray with you right now. And that's the coolest moment of the night.
And if we're all honest, we're all raising our hand.
Yeah.
Because we all got something.
Yeah.
That we're.
You got something, I got something.
Who's it? I think it's Karen sings "Everybody's Going Through Something." I mean that song is perfect.
It is.
Everybody is going through something. So I want to transition a little bit to something a little more
uppity.
and again, that's what I love about doing these interviews. Is like, and those of you that have watched all these interviews, you understand that what I try to do with this is just two people sit down and have a conversation. And let's just talk, because that, again, the transparency, the talking, and that's what people love about these interviews. Is like, we're just talking about life, talking about things. But sometimes I do like to switch it up to do a little more fun stuff, right? What is, and after this part, I've got some fun stuff. What is something, or a few things, whatever? I just want to give you a moment to kind of share. Like I said when we started this is about getting to know people more personally. A little bit more about them. Share something with these folks that they don't know about you, Karlye Hopper. What is something these people need to know about you that they don't know?
Okay, I cook.
Okay.
I cook. I love to cook. I don't cook like normal things. I almost went to culinary school before I started college, which makes me a foodie.
Okay.
As well. So I actually invested one time in a book that I was going to go through. It was, we visited every little tiny town that had all of like the places chefs eat. Obviously I left that at home after the first or second week, but I'm always on my phone trying to find the most interesting of places. So that's one little thing. Let's see, I danced for 15 years. I know that's probably like tap, stomp. I did ballet, contemporary dance.
Say more kind of classical type of dancing type of stuff.
Yeah, like with the company. And then I aged out, and that was really the saddest day of my life.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those things, but you turn 18 and everything changes, right?
If you become an adult, you have to leave the dancing behind.
Yeah, you have to. It's like, okay, now it's time to get a job and go to college.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this interview with Karlye Hopper. I hope that you'll go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, follow Karlye. Tell them where they can catch you on those social platforms.
Instagram is __ Karlye. They have to figure out how to spell my name, though. I'm not going to tell you. I'm on Twitter as Karlye Hopper, and The Hoppers Official on Facebook. I had to think about that way too long. I'm not used to yelling these out like you are.
It's all good. Hey, Matthew Fouch, Matt Fouch.
Couch Fouch boy.
On the Couch with Fouch. You can find it all on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go to onthecouchwithfouch.com, youtube.com/Matt Fouch. Hit the like, share, comment, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate you guys following. If you love these interviews, share with your friends. Let them know about On the Couch with Fouch. And go check out Karlye on all those social platforms. Until next time, guys, God bless you, and we'll see you soon.